7-year-old Antonio Grant will be giving his first talk here in the congregation. He will read the Bible for us. He will read Judges, the 8th chapter, verses 13 through 27. Antonio, you have our attention.
Gideon the son of Joash then returned from the war by way of the pass that goes up to Erish. En route, he captured and interrogated a young man from Succoth. So the young man wrote for him the names of the princes and the elders of Succoth, 77 men. With that, he went to the men of Succoth and said, "Here are Zebah and Zalmunna, about whom you talked to me, saying, are the palms of Zebah and Zalmunna already in your hand, so that we get bread to exhausted men?" Then he took the elders of the city, and with thorns and briars of the wilderness, he taught the men of Succoth a lesson. And he pulled down the tower of Penuel and killed the men of the city. He asked, "Zebah and Zalmunna, what sort of men did you kill on table?" To this they said, "They were like you. Each one looked like a son of a king." At that, he said, "They are my brothers, the sons of my mother. As surely as Jehovah lives, if you had spared their lives, I would not have to kill you." Then he said to Jether, his firstborn, "Get up, kill them." But the young man did not draw his sword, for he was afraid, for he was still a young man. So Zebah and Zalmunna said, "Get up yourself, and slay us for a man that is judged by his mightiness." So Gideon got up, killed Zebah and Zalmunna, and took the crescent-shaped ornaments that were on the necks of their camels. Later, the men of Israel said to Gideon, "Rule over us, you and your son and your grandson as well, for you saved us out of the hand of Midian." But Gideon said to them, "I will not rule over you, nor will my son rule over you. Jehovah is the one who will rule over you." Gideon continued, "Let me make one request of you, that each of you give me a nose ring from his spoil," for they had gold nose rings because they were Ishmaelites. They replied, "We will surely give them." With that they spread on their robe, and each man threw a nose ring from his spoil on it. The weight of the gold nose ring that he had requested amounted to 1,700 gold shekels. Besides the crescent-shaped ornaments, the pendants, the purple wool garments worn by the kings of Midian, and the necklaces from the camels, Gideon made it into an ephod and exhibited it in his city offering. And all Israel committed spiritual prostitution with it there, and it served as a snare to Gideon and his household.
We don't compete, but who can come behind you? Very encouraging. No doubt it makes our heart warm, correct? But can you imagine how Jehovah and Jesus felt when that 7-year-old, with that modulation, that power, pitch, and pace, and read correctly God's word?
Right.
Help us to appreciate that even young ones can praise Jehovah. And Antonio, you did a very good job with that. But something else that I thought you did very good is in our BE textbook. If you will, friends, please turn your attention to page 83 in your publication. And notice some of the high points that was mentioned here. Just to name a couple that help us to appreciate the good job that Antonio did. On page 83, note the first paragraph. It states this: the reason why you and I want to read God's Word, the Bible, accurately. It says the scriptures state that it is God's will that all sorts come to an accurate knowledge of truth. In accord with that, when we read aloud from the Bible, notice our desire. To convey accurate knowledge should influence how we read. And certainly that was the case with you, young fellow, tonight. And then it also mentioned here something that is outstanding is on page 84. It talks about practice. And no doubt, Antonio, you practice and practice and practice. And I heard the expression coined, the way you practice is the way you will perform. And you did an excellent job, and we look forward to your next assignment here on the school. Thank you very much for your assignment.